Alright, here's my next trash-picked air conditioner. This one here is a Carrier Siesta. There's the control panel, and yes, I have a tripod. Exhaust one's stuck on, which I'm going to have to take that apart and fix it. But what I found interesting is how many ounces of R22 it has in it. Look at that, 20 ounces. And it's a 5,400 BTU air conditioner. So that's pretty impressive, considering modern units only have about 7 ounces. Now, this air conditioner. The interesting thing about this air conditioner is it looks almost the same as one that I saw at some abandoned buildings around here. Or at least the outside of it does. Like I said, I don't know about the inside. But, it works. Pretty quiet too. Let's turn on the compressor. And there it goes. So, haven't cleaned it out yet, but it definitely works. It does have a rotary compressor, which I wish it had a reciprocating, but it doesn't. It's a bit bent in on the side, which I'll show you. There you go. You can see that is a bit sad looking. The screws in the top aren't from this unit. But one of the most interesting things about this unit is it uses Phillips head screws, which I thought was pretty interesting considering that most of these units use bolts. Most of these older units. And here's the back. The air conditioner guy watching this video, which I'm sure he will. That looks pretty familiar to a picture I sent him of a unit that's in an abandoned building, which I will link in this video, or actually just show it right now. So here it is. Alright. But yeah, that looks pretty interesting. Other side that's banged up as the compressor side, so I'm not even going to show you that side. But Devin's starting to blow cold. So it works. You can hear the Freon going through it. Or I can, I'm not sure if you can. The compressor's pretty loud in this one though. Doesn't seem to make the unit vibrate as much as some of them do. That's blowing nice and cold now. Probably about 50 degrees. So let's see what this thing looks like inside of it, shall we? Let me just grab a screwdriver, and I'll be right back. I'm back. Alright. Alright, let's see what's inside this thing.
side, move away for a while. Yeah, we come alive in the wild.
There it is. That is an old 5,000 BTU air conditioner. Alrighty, let's see. So we got a cup for our controls and ginormous star capacitor. The thing is huge. Look at that. 370 volt, which seems to be pretty common in these older units, but unfortunately kind of hard to find today. That motor needs to be cleaned up. Wow. Made in Brazil. That's interesting. This whole thing was made in Brazil. Well, that's pretty interesting. This fan rubs a bit. Not much, not enough to make a fuss about, but weird. It's kind of weird. Here's the interesting flap mechanism. Watch this. We got that, and it pushes it in. But then I don't get how you're supposed to be able to pull it out. Here. It's pretty interesting. That's supposed to do something else or something. Oh, I did something. Whoops. Oh. Huh. Oh. I'm wonder since the case is so bent, if that could have an effect on it. I don't use the air vents anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But that is really good for exhausting. So I just thought that was pretty neat. Tube on the compressor is a little bit bent, which I'm sure you noticed by now. But it's still pretty secure, so I'm not going to make a big fuss about that. We have a caution that the system contains oil and refrigerant under pressure. Do not touch, do not torch to remove components. Wear your protective goggles. Shut off electrical. Relieve all pressure from the system. Cut tubing with a tube cutter. Remove component from system. On-sweat tubing pipes carefully. Oil may ignite if exposed to flame. Well, that sounds very, very inviting. Yeah, this thing's pretty interesting. Pretty surprised it was made in Brazil. That just sounds kind of weird to me. But anyway, let's turn it on and see what happens. See what it looks like inside while it's running. Look at those coils though, that's pretty impressive for a 5,000 BTU unit. Our coils are usually as impressive, not as impressive. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Starting to blow the cold air already. As it should. That'd be quite cool on the from Fairfield. So the motor has 1,300 on high, 1,130 on medium, and 990 on low RPM. No, these coils are kind of loose. It's like it's not screwed in or something. Oh, they're not. The clip is broken, that'll be the problem. So, well, that can't really do much about that. Which is kind of unfortunate, actually. But you still hear that freon going through there. Pretty incredible. Yep, it's blowing cold. So, there it is. Pretty interesting. Now, the storage capacity is just huge. It's also made in Brazil. 25 microfarads is what it has for that compressor. Wow, 370 volts, 25 microfarad, and 4 microfarad for the fan motor. Now, give me a sec. I'm just going to show you, not the inside, but what a new 5,000 BTU air conditioner looks like. So I'm sure most of you already know. Oh shoot, I have my camera plugged in. Alright, one sec. There it is, under all that stuff. It's a Maytag. That one right there is 6,000 BTUs. And it's a lot smaller. It also only has 11 ounces of Freon. There's the feathers, which I still need to make a video on. That one only has 20 ounces of Freon in it, which is kind of skimpy. It kind of skimped out on the refrigerant charge for that air conditioner. So I'll make a video about that one too. Yeah.